Self-sustainability for us is a non-negotiable principle. What we can be able to produce inside, we must produce. We must only outsource what we can't. The self-sufficiency program will enable us to optimize the utilization of our farms, workshops, bakeries, and so on. Inmates will in the process also gain practical trade skills, formal qualifications, and relevant experience, which will boost their employment probabilities once released. This will contribute towards a more effective reintegration program. Members of the community will not hesitate to welcome productive ex-offenders who will contribute towards community development. The production of masks in all the centers has really helped us to fight the scourge of COVID-19 and enable us to be responsive, but also has made the centers to also help communities and schools in the surrounding areas. This morning we went to a school which greatly appreciated the benefits it has received from this mask that they were receiving from the officials here. And for that we must thank the offenders and the officials for a great work well done.
As we launch this incinerator, we are indeed propelling a correctional system that is self-reliant, self-sufficient and sustainable to survive without having to continuously persuade the National Treasury for financial support. In fact, through our self-sufficiency and sustainability framework, we project that we will save the fiscus something in the region of 163 million rand in the current financial year. It's necessary for us in all our centers where we slaughter animals to have these incinerators. The waste in general, that is the meat that is not consumed or the components of a body of an animal that are not consumed, then they have to be burnt into ashes so that they can be used as compost, for instance. The importance of an incinerator of this nature is that we had been having to outsource the work of taking the waste material, paying those people to go and take it to incinerators that are compliant with the regulations. So even though this costs quite a lot of money in the amount of 24 million rand, we were saving now from having to pay outsiders a lot of money, and also there's a possibility of us providing the services of this to neighboring farmers.
In terms of the self-sufficiency and sustainability strategic framework, we are focusing on investing in capital revitalization of our enterprises and also introducing new enterprises. What we are seeing in this financial year more is actually the physical improvements that are there on the ground. The portfolio committee was taken through a bakery in the Barberton management area that has now expanded its operations to the Bethal management area. Now what that means is that it is now supplying that management area, which is an activity that was not happening before we launched the self-sufficiency and sustainability framework. But also you will see machinery already on the ground, commissioned and others waiting to be commissioned. You will see special purpose, vehicles that we have been able to procure that are already running the business of our enterprises on the ground. So that's what you will see this financial year. In the next financial year, you're going to see outcomes which you can then quantify in terms of rands and cents when it comes to the savings that we would have realized for government, and when it also comes to the revenue that we would have generated over and above the revenue we are currently generating.
This ovens which we have is 180 loaves of bread that can be baked at one baking cycle. This is part of rehabilitation and self-sufficiency. It's also adding to the cost saving of bread which was previously procured during procurement processes. Currently, a bread in this bakery is baked at a cost of 5 rand 50 to 6 rand. The bread in the open industry or in the market is cost us roughly in the region of 10 to 12 rand. So this is a cost saving for the department. It's also way of developing offenders in a skill so that they can reintegrate into the community after their release. Offenders would be able to work for themselves. They are also able to work in the industry. So what we are doing in the reintegration of offenders, they are seeking for job for offenders in our industrial bakeries as well as in our smaller bakeries, in our chain stores. Then offenders don't need to re-offend as they can take care of themselves.